Okay, so best practices. What you're going to need to clean your Magic Fly is literally should just be that and and just alcohol. Oops, where's the alcohol? So this is like 70%. You know, it depends. Whatever. This is Israeli alcohol. Okay, so this is what you need to do. First of all, after every single use, you need to be OCD about it. Okay, after every single use, just plant this down straight. As you can see, it's just been used, and not after every single use. After every single toke, you have to be OCD about it, because otherwise you're going to get very, very quick buildup and combustion. See, because those bits there that are sort of stuck on it, if you don't move them around and you heat them up on the same side, that bit there is going to combust, and it's going to act as a catalyst to get the rest of it there all burning, and then you'll get like a little glow ball in there. So I want to say this Magic Fly is actually just over a week old, and I have been hammering it, and look how clean it is. And I've already cleaned it once, and I've found from my experience, and I've got a bit of experience with Magic Flies, because here's, just to show you, here's the original one. This is like a 2012 or 11, right when they added that in. It's even smaller. I don't know if you can see, but it's actually smaller. It's got different color. You see, it's very faded. See, look, see that it's smaller. Anyway, there's that one, and then there's this one, which was a replacement. And I have to say, I know a little bit about these and the workings of taking these things apart. And the best way to really, really deal with these things, to get the best out of them every time, so that you always have proper optimal performance, is in between each hit, literally let your material go to one side, and don't let there get too much build-up over there. And the same thing, tap it to the other end. And you do have to be a bit OCD about it. And then, if you are a little bit OCD about it, the only thing you're going to have to do is literally this. Is just literally heat it up a little bit, so you can see the smoke, right? So just a couple of seconds in there, and you should be able to just put a tiny bit of alcohol, put that there in the cap even, and then all you do, just a little bit there, is the way that it works is the build-up starts over here. It starts on the outside here, because that's where the material goes. So the build-up starts here. And then after it builds up there too much, it basically goes underneath. So if you let it go underneath, then you're going to start messing with the contact. And what this is actually a contact. And this is what I found the best thing to do, is just tiny bit of alcohol and a Q-tip. And while the build-up is still on this side, to lift it. See, as it's coming onto the Q-tip, as it's coming onto that, you're able to literally just lightly lift it so that the residue doesn't go underneath, and you can see it's coming onto there, right? And just do the same thing there, squeeze it off a little bit. I want a tiny bit of alcohol. Hopefully you can see that. And that's all you need to do, and that's it. And you build, and you're just literally lifting up the residue off of that, and you don't have to do anything else. Literally, there's nothing else you need to do. You can let's come and do the other end. Let's warm it up again. You want to make sure it's warm, because then it's the easiest to just get off. There's the alcohol, the liquid burning off. Burn it on for another second or two, get it nice and easy. And then you come in here, and just over here, you see, you just want to literally come in here, and you see it's coming out onto that. And while it's coming onto there, it's going obviously away from the underneath, and you want to make sure it stays away from underneath. You don't want that build-up to ever get too much. And if you're just controlling this bit of build-up here, and you don't ever let it get that build-up a little bit, that build-up never goes beyond like what you let it, and it doesn't start building up so that it goes under and around the contact, you should have a perfectly clean and like an MF. Okay, perfectly clean, but as good as new, as good as it can get. As you can see, all I did was, and if you look at this one here, and you'll compare this one, this is like 3 years old, okay, and as you can see, and it still hits, it still works, okay, so that's, and it's just dirty, haven't used it in a while. It doesn't hit as well anymore. You know, I got a little bit carried away. I really messed around with going inside, and I got brushes, and I got really carried away. So, you know, they are pretty strong. They're pretty resilient underneath, and, you know, I wouldn't suggest messing around with them unless you've got a few backups and you don't mind knowing that there is a chance you could ruin it. But the thing is, the key is to always keep it clean. And if you do that, you're always going to be getting the right kind of performance out of it. As you can see, there's just the build-up's gone. Tiny bit of build up there, and that's it. And you just need to come in a tiny little bit and that's it. And once you as long as you're basically maintaining that and cleaning it in between every single not cleaning it between every use, but just sort of moving it around and making sure that you're not letting the material stick to it and then vaping while it's stuck to it, because when you vape while it's stuck to it, that's when you start getting into all the problems, because it becomes easier for that material to combust, and that material becomes the catalyst in there. It becomes like the tinder, you know. And as you can see, it's just perfect now, perfect. And I know it's only been a week or so, but I've been hitting this, and I hit this all the time. And I've cleaned it a few times already, and this is the key to letting it stay. And then when you've got these, you just take the excess off, right? The excess off like that, and just let it run through there, because they're quite small for some reason. I don't know why. Some of them are larger, some of them are smaller, maybe different manufacturers or glass blowers, I don't know, but that's all you need to do to keep this clean. And like I said, you literally only need 1 or 2 Q-tips and a tiny bit of alcohol. But you need to do this, I would say, at least every 15 times. You know, every 15 sessions. Every 15 sessions you want to do this, and then you shouldn't get anything bigger than a ridiculous cakey buildup that you can sometimes get if you just get carried away and never clean it. All right, so there you have it. That's the best way to maintain it. And yeah, comment. Let me know if you've got any questions. Talk to you.